Microsoft Power BI are a set of tools which can light up data and make it accessible to anybody, even in the smallest of businesses. Here I'm showing the visual analysis and deep insight a customer could get by using Power BI with MYOB. So I've built a basic data model of the MYOB data in Excel, and then I've added this great Power View report where I can see some of my data on a physical map, and as I click around I get information about the items and the customers that have been sold in those locations. But this isn't just static data sitting in Excel, this is data that's coming live via the MYOB API. Now let me show you. In MYOB here I'm just going to create a new invoice for ABC Corporation. So I've recorded this in MYOB. I'll just force the refresh on the report for the sake of time. And you can see the new customer jumped into the customer list there. As I clicked here on the data point, there's the new data live from MYOB. There's the customer in the list. So that was Power View Reports, one element of Power BI. Let's have a look at Power Maps, another element within Excel of the Power BI functionality. So here I'm working with exactly the same data model of the MYOB data, adding the geographic information, which has plotted those points on the map, and now I'm just going to add some data, which is the total sales of our invoices. And that's now rendered this great visual for me, so I can see that data on the map. Now once again, to see how Power Maps is actually updating live in real time from MYOB, I'm going to enter a new invoice here for Evolve Business, and I'll record that in MYOB. Flick back to Power Maps, just force the refresh and watch near my cursor here, and there you go, you can see that data live in the report. And I can continue here in Power Maps to browse around, add labels and make this a very meaningful report. So lastly, let's look at the Power BI portal, a new subscription option for Office 365, and in particular the Q&A functionality of Power BI, which by far and away is going to be the killer feature that impresses your customers. So here I've loaded my workbook containing the data model into the Power BI portal. Now remember that workbook contains data connections back to the MYOB database via the MYOB API. And Power BI will continue to refresh the data connections in that workbook automatically to ensure we're querying the most up-to-date data with the Q&A tool. So Q&A allows any users to query datasets using natural language. If I want to know our total sales, I type total sales and Power BI works it out. If I want to be more specific about a year, I just enter a year. I can try and change the language that I use. Power BI and Q&A still knows what I'm doing. I can be more specific, total sales in February 2014, and I get the results that I need straight away. I could simply ask Q&A for total sales today, and then today by customer, and then even by item, and Q&A quickly and easily brings back the results I'm after. I could compare the sales history of two particular customers just by forming a sentence and asking Q&A the question. And although Q&A chooses the best graph for me to visualize the data, I do have the option to choose different views of that data. And finally, even the advanced mapping functionality can be accessed via Q&A simply by asking a relevant question and choosing a map as the way to visualize the data. And the map can be customized and viewed just like it can in Excel. Except here, of course, we're in a browser where any user in the organization can easily access and ask a natural language query to simply find the information they're looking for out of a line of business application like MYOB.